Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Sabah al khair. And thank you for joining us for today's coffee and conversation for our Key Stage 1 parents. So the aim of this session today is to share some key information for you and to give you an opportunity to ask us, the leadership of the primary team and Key Stage 1, some information, some questions, and we will endeavour to answer them where we can. So joining me today is Miss Amanda, our Senior Deputy Head of Primary. We have Miss Gillian, our Deputy Head of Primary with responsibility for Key Stage 1, and we're also joined by Mr Joe, our new Assistant Head Teacher here for Years 1 and 2, a very familiar face and a very welcome addition to this team. Before I pass on to Miss Mandy, what I would like to do is thank everybody sincerely for all your help and support over the last 2 weeks. Now, as many of us are parents ourselves, we know just how hard it is to be continuing with our own work lives as well as helping our children with their own remote learning. So all of your efforts there, very much appreciated. I will now pass on. Miss Mandy.
Thank you, Mr. John, and a very happy new year to all of our Key Stage 1 parents. Thank you very much for joining us today. And again, I just want to really echo the thanks that Mr. John has given to you all for your support during the distance learning. As you know, I'm a parent of children that are in Key Stage 1 and in FS. So like many of you, I was working from home last week and this week as well, while supporting with the distance learning. And all I can say is a huge thank you for all of your support. It wouldn't be possible without your engagement and the support for your students. So thank you very much for that. I really want to begin today by telling you a little bit about some of the work that has been happening over the winter break. While the students have been on holiday, the team have been in, and one of the things that we have been looking at was the parent survey feedback for the survey that you recently filled in at the end of term 1. So first of all, thank you for everyone that filled in the survey, because the feedback that we have has given us some very actionable points that we can use to improve our provision for you and for your children. One of the key pieces of feedback that you gave us was that you wanted to be better informed about the progress that your children are making. So we have decided to, of course, action that feedback, and what we are going to be doing is we are going to be arranging for your children's books to be sent home on a regular basis. That's going to help you to see more of the learning that's happening in the classroom and help you to see the progress that they're making in their learning as well. In addition to this, we have planned for an additional progress report so that you will now receive one report each term. Again, that will help you to keep on track of the progress that you're making. In addition to this, we're also going to provide further opportunities for you to connect with your child's class teacher in events and activities, a little bit like we're having today, only we want you to be connecting with your child's class teacher. I'm now going to go on to tell you about some of the developments that you can expect to see in term 2 as well. Now, as you know, in term 1, we introduced a new writing strategy called the Right Stuff, and it has been very successful. We have seen lots of improvements in writing in the school, and due to the success in this, we're going to actually be implementing a new reading strategy by the same author and publisher as the reading, and it's called Hooked on Books. Reading has been a strength at GFS since we've opened. With the support of yourselves, we feel as though reading is a real strength. But what we hope to do is we hope to energise our teachers and our students with our new approach. So what you can look forward to seeing is some more information about our new reading strategy, Hooked on Books, coming your way very, very soon. Another important initiative that I want to share with you is a wellbeing initiative. Now, through the pandemic, one thing that we have learned is that the wellbeing of our students is absolutely paramount. What we have been doing is we've been looking at ways that we can really identify our students that need support with their wellbeing. And one way that we plan to do this is through a new application that we've subscribed to, which is called Upstrive. This is a really great way for our teachers to connect with their students and get feedback on their well-being, how they're feeling. And this is great for students who do find it a little bit tricky to talk about their feelings, especially in front of others. One thing that we need your support with rolling this out is that we need to have parent permission from all of you for your students to take part in this programme. So I do kindly ask you to check your emails and have a look out for the subject heading Up Strive, and please sign the permission form that's needed for that. Something else that we started in term 1 and we hope to continue into term 2 is our parent information webinars, and this term we really do hope to get more engagement with our parents. So what I'm going to be sending out at the end of this week is some feedback, a little form, and what we really want to find out is what sessions would you like to see from us about the curriculum, about the school, about your children's learning, and obviously we will plan in sessions based on your requirements. And the few final pieces from me before I hand you on to Miss Gillian is really just some important dates that are coming up. You will have hopefully seen from GEMS Connect and on social media that the PTC sign-ups are now available on GEMS Connect. So next week you will be having that opportunity to have your parent-teacher consultation with your parent, with your class teacher, and also with the specialist teachers as well. So please sign up on GEMS Connect. All of the information is there, and get your preferred time. For our Year 2 parents, the Arabic book reports will also be sent with you this week, and they will be uploaded to your lockers on GEMS Connect. So please look, and the parent portal. So please look out for them at the end of this week as well. And the final comment from me really today is just we've had a number of parents asking is distance learning going to be an option as we move on? And I just want, we've got a very clear answer to that, and the answer to that is unfortunately no, and we are very much bound by the regulations which come from the KHDA, and as it stands, distance learning can only be offered to our families that are affected by COVID. For close contacts and of children that have tested positive for COVID-19 and those who have symptoms. So if you feel that you fall into this category and you meet that criteria, please contact our clinic. But other than that, it is on-site learning for all of our students, and we really can't wait to see everyone back on site on Monday. Now that is everything for me, but I now will pass you on to Miss Gillian, our Deputy Head of Primary, who's got further information for you all. Thanks very much.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Term 2, and thank you for your time this morning. Although I can't see you, the presence of you being out there in the internet is welcome, so thank you for that. And thank you also for the last 2 weeks and for your support through the distance learning. My job often is to look after the teachers during this time and make sure that they have everything that they need and ready for the support of your children whilst at home. And in the last few days, I have been doing wellbeing check-ins with all of the staff, and they have been giving me feedback that tells me that the support that you are giving them means that they are able to do their job very well during the distance learning time. So thank you all for supporting our staff through this process. I've also been looking at the work that the children have been doing in the last few days whilst at home, and I am very, very impressed to see that already our Year 1 children have been partitioning 2-digit numbers in order to learn how to add 2-digit numbers to a 1-digit number, which is fantastic to see in their maths. And in their phonics, they're progressing into the alternate spellings for the sound for onion and brother. And that tells me that the progress that they're making in English and phonics is developing really very well. So well done to the boys and girls in Year 1. In Year 2, the children have been experimenting with exclamation marks in their English, and in their phonics, they're learning the alternative sounds to the J sound but spelt with G-E and G-I. Goodness me, year 2, that is very tricky. The English language has so many alternate sounds in the words that we use. So I'm very pleased to see that you're working hard on that at home. And you guys have been doing some repeated addition and preparing yourselves for getting ready to multiply now and then divide in year 2. Very advanced skills and excellent work from you at home. Now this week, year 2 were due to go to Expo, and we were very excited about the prospect of that trip. And later on in the year, our year 1s were also going to be attending. At the moment, that has been put on hold, but we're hoping to receive more information both from the KHDA and Expo in the hope that we can get these children out to see the site, which is very exciting, and we do hope that we can make that happen. Of course, it means that we have to wait and see feedback from the KHDA if we can get children out on other trips, and I know that the team are eager to give the students that experience later on in the term. Like Miss Mandy said, we're hoping to engage you and bring you further closer to the classroom, and later on this term you'll be getting more information from your class teacher on how you can begin to attend virtual class assemblies where you can celebrate the success of the week with the class teacher and your children, and also be a part of your child receiving their Student of the Week award in class. And we hope that you will enjoy taking part in these experiences. You will see that there has been a revamp to the newsletter that goes out, and there is a section now for the class teacher to give you more specific information. So do please look at the newsletter. There will be an overall information section for Key Stage 1, and then a specific class section for you and your children. So do give us some feedback on that. We hope that you enjoy the changes that we've made. I'd also now like to welcome Mr. Joe to the team. He has had a fantastic start this term, and he's been very proactive, organised, and given great leadership to the Key Stage 1 teachers. He was the 2A class teacher in term 1, so you may already know him. And the relationships that he already has established with the year 1 and 2 children mean that this will be a smooth transition for him. And he has been a fantastic support to me in the last 2 weeks, Mr. John and Miss Mandy, and we are delighted to have him as our new assistant head. I'm going to pass you on to him now, and he's going to give you a few more bits of information as to what's happening in the term ahead. So welcome, Mr. Joe, and thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for welcoming me, Miss Gillian, and I want to wish you all a very happy new year as well. Thank you as well to all the parents out there for your amazing support over the last 2 weeks. The teachers really have felt very grateful for the support that you've put in place for your children so that they've been able to access the learning that we've been able to provide whilst online. I'm just going to take you through what year 1 and year 2 will be doing for the rest of the half term. So in year 1, for the first part of the spring term, the children will be heading off to the capital of England. Not actually, but to find out what happened to the Queen's hat. They will follow the Queen on her journey throughout London as she attempts to recover her hat, and they will eventually move on to writing their own recount story. During their topic lessons, the year 1 children will have a go at comparing London and Dubai, and they learn lots about some of the key buildings that are in London. In science, the children will also learn about different seasons in England and how these seasons affect the different types of weather that they do have in the UK. In maths, the year 1 children will also be learning about 2D shapes and 3D shapes. Okay, so moving on to year 2, the children will be travelling the world again to learn about different cultures with their topic of Around the World in 80 Days. In this topic, the children will be learning about a famous female pilot called Amelia Earhart, finding out why she was so famous. The children will also be looking at a new story called The Building Boy from the author Oliver Jeffries. And within the story, they'll explore the use of things called superlatives and alliteration. And hopefully their end goal for the children will be to write their own fiction text. In science, the children will be focusing on materials and why certain materials are used for specific objects. And they've already designed their own boats, and in the coming weeks they'll be designing their own aeroplane. So once again, just a huge thank you from me and the Key Stage 1 staff. We're really looking forward to the rest of the spring term to see the learning journey that the children will be going on and working on the things that we picked up from term 1 as well. So I'm going to pass back to Mr. John, and I look forward to working with you all very soon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joe, and thank you, Miss Mandy and Miss Gillian as well. Well, we've been very quiet on the chat this morning, parents, so please do, I urge you, put those questions in for us to answer. That is part of our coffee and conversation meetings that we will always have as we move forward. A couple of extra notes from myself. We will, following our return to school, be focusing on uniform. But please note that Threads has stock. So please do rush off this weekend to your local Threads store, and I'm sure they'll be able to sort you out for your uniform needs. Parking area at the back, for those of you that weren't able to make it this morning, but will be here soon. The parking area at the back has changed. It has been developed and finished and all kind of laid out with tarmac and new lanes. So do please be careful, give yourself a little bit of extra time in the morning. Those changes may affect you in terms of our drop off, but it also might make things a whole lot smoother as well. There'll be very limited parking in the morning. Please do focus on the drop off. That is what we're asking to do. Unfortunately, that won't be it in terms of the building works at the back, the road works. They will be continuing because as the parking areas behind all the schools get completed, the team will then be moving on to developing the road. So further changes ahead on that one, and of course we will let you know as and when these changes will affect you. There was one question that just came in regarding reports and just an explanation of it. If you have any questions regarding your child's report, your PTC is the ideal time to ask. If you find that that's not quite enough time, then do please contact your child's class teachers, and I'm sure they will happily schedule an extra little meeting just to go through what was there on the end of term 1 report. I'm just going to check our questions again. I can see nothing else has come in. So I think it's going to be quite a quick and brief coffee and conversation this morning. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for making the time to join us. This session has been recorded and will be made available later. So if you know of anybody who wanted to come, missed it and missed the link, please do forward the links to the recording of this one later on. Other than that, I wish you all a very good day. Please stay safe, stay well, and we will see you back here at school very soon. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.